What's up, YouTube? For today's video, this is going to be a guide on how to use Tyranitar in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I'll be providing some competitive movesets and some fun meme movesets too. If there's a Pokemon you'd like to see me cover, let me know about in the comment section and drop a like on the video if you want to support this series, and let's have a look at it. So Tyranitar is like one of your staple Pokemon for a sand team, along with Hippowdon. It's got some very, very nice stats, and it is 4 times weak to fighting, but everything else about it really does sort of overshadow that. So let's have a look at some of the more competitive or common sets to begin with. Then we'll move into some more different memes and territory like that. So a set you're probably going to see a fair bit is going to be a Choice Band set, and it works rather nicely. So it does have a lot of health here. So we've got 100 base health, and we've got a big 134 base attack there. So you want to be getting the most out of your attack. So we're going to be rolling with Adamant Nature. Now, you could do 2 things for this. I've tried both, and they both work pretty well. So you can run more of a bulky set with max health in there. That gives it a lot more overall bulk. And you could also opt for a max speed set. Now, with the max speed set, you will outspeed a few things, but you're not going to be outspeeding much, and you're giving up all that bulk for that. So really, if you really only want to be putting speed into it if you want to be outpacing certain other Pokemon counters, and that's about it. There's virtually no point running much speed, unless you're doing like Jolly or something like that on a different set, which I'll get to in a bit there. But yeah, we're going to be doing, for the purpose of this, let's go with the max health one. So we've got this as a Terra Flying. So being 4 times weak to fighting is, it isn't very good. So it's going to get absolutely destroyed by fighting moves. So Terra Flying is really good. You could also opt for Terra Ghost. That's another good one too. So you can get around those, those main fighting moves there. Pretty much else, it doesn't have to worry about, that many things. So we've got Crunch here as its main physical stab, 80 base power. You've got that nice 20% chance to drop the defense. We've got Stone Edge there. Stone Edge is very, very powerful with Choice Band. It is a little bit shaky on the accuracy side, so if you might want to opt for something like Rock Slide, but you do miss out on a lot of base power, and you do miss with Stone Edge too. But yeah, I mean, even Rock Slide isn't 100% accurate. So in my opinion, you may as well go for Stone Edge. If we're talking about doubles, then obviously Rock Slide is better. So this is more geared towards a single set. But if you say you were playing doubles, I would definitely go with Rock Slide for sure. You can hit both the opponents. And you might want to opt for some more speed then too. Like you might want to go max speed. That way you've got a chance of flinching the opponent. But in my opinion, in singles, it works better as it's more bulky. Especially if you're going with a Choice Banded set. I've got Earthquake on there. This is really good for Steel type Pokemon. And I've also got Terrain Pulse too. So, we don't want a Terra Blast, not Terrain Pulse. I'm not sure why Terrain Pulse was on there. So we got Terra Blast here as the last move, and Terra Blast Flying. So that gives you something to hit the fighting type Pokemon with. Some other options you could put on this set too. Say if you just wanted Terra Flying, you didn't want to actually have the move on there, you could run Avalanche. That's not a bad move either. That's going to be doing some great damage there, obviously doubling in base power, and you don't have any speed anyway, so it doesn't, you're going to be going second most of the time regardless. It does we've got like Fire Punch for like grass Pokemon. That is another option. You've got Avalanche too. Avalanche is probably going to be better. You've got Ice Fang too, some other little options there, and you've also got, you could go like Iron Head. That's not all that bad either, and you got Thunder Punch for it. Like, that's another option for like water type Pokemon. If you're scared of water type moves, you could go for that too. So, there's a couple of other coverage options for whatever you want to choose. But you could still keep your Terra type as Flying, or you could put it to Ghost to get around those, those pesky fighting type moves. So, but once again, you can definitely run EVs and speed on this one if you're trying to go for whatever rule set format you're going. I'm trying to just be general here. If you want to outspeed something particularly, feel free to put some EVs and speed too. But I quite like the max health one there. It's very, very bulky with Sandstream as the ability too. With Unnerve, there is some use for Unnerve, but most of the time you're going to be wanting to use Tyranitar on a sand team. Like, that's just, you know, where it really shines, and getting that extra boost there, and your overall bulk is great too. The next set here we got is a Dragon Dance set. So this is the set where I'd probably run speed EVs rather than like a choice band set for me personally. So this set, once again, can run in doubles, but this one's more geared towards singles because we've got Stone Edge. But once again, you can put Rock Slide on there instead of Stone Edge if you're looking at doubles. So what I'm going to do with this set, it's pretty basic. So we got max attack and max speed. Now we've got Adamant Nature. For example, you could opt for Jolly Nature too. It doesn't really give you a lot extra in speed. In my opinion, it's kind of a bit of a waste there. So I'd probably go for Adamant because you get way more out of that, extra stat-wise. And really, if you need more speed, just Dragon Dance again, you know. So I've given this one Terra Ghost, which is nice because say you come across, you've got a swap there on a Pokemon, you swap your D-Dance on their swap, and they swapped in a fighting type. Well, you can then go for Terra. Or you could even set up in a fighting type Pokemon's face and use Terra Ghost and then Dragon Dance. So you've got those options to use there. I think Lumber is probably one of the best items to run on a Dragon Dance set because a lot of the time you get a Pokemon that'll try and shut you down, like a Thunder Wave, a Will-O-Wisp, you know, things like, or, you know, a status effect that you may not be expecting. Lumber is very, very good for that. So that'll, you can continue your sweep there. So same moves as before. These moves work very well around on the physical Tyranitar, you know. So yeah, there's the EVs. But you can opt for Jolly, but I don't know. I feel like that extra speed doesn't really, I don't know. Like, I really feel like you're missing out extra attack there. But if you want to go for Jolly, go for it. I like to run Adamant. It's like way more base power. Now, the next one here we got is going to be more of a Stealth Rock support style set. And this one actually can work in doubles too, but this is more geared towards singles with Stone Edge, but once again, you can always replace that for Rock Slide. Now, this is quite a bulky set, so I've given this one max health, and I've given this one max special defense, but I've also given Impish Nature, so a little bit of all-round bulk there, kind of very, very tanky style set. So we've got Stealth Rock. So this could either act as a lead or halfway through, you want to send it in to set the Stealth Rock up. Usually with Stealth Rocks, it's good to set them up earlier because you get the most benefit out of there. But say if you got maybe a Pokemon that's a Rapid Spinner or can get rid of him, you might have to get rid of that first. So that's sort of just up to you when you want to send it in. But it can act as a nice lead too, or mid-game. So we got Stealth Rock here. We got Dragon Tail. Dragon Tail's great because you can phase the opponents out and do some damage. So I've got Stone Edge on here, and I've got Low Kick too. So Low Kick isn't bad move there, especially if you're not running any attack EVs, and it's still got a good attack stat. I like Low Kick because it can hit Steel type Pokemon pretty hard, and a lot of those Steel type Pokemon out there, they're very heavy, so it's quite a nice move to have there because Tyranitar doesn't really get the greatest fighting moves. Like we've got Brick Break, which is it's okay, right? We've got Body Press. Well, to make use of Body Press, you'd have to have a lot in defense. So, you might opt for something like, I don't know, like that or something. That would work. That's another way you could go. But, yeah, for this one, I've got Low Kick there. So that's something you can use. But once again, you can always change the EVs around. If you want it more defensive, you can. I've just made this all-round bulky, on either side. So I can get the most out of my Dragon Tails and Stealth Rocks and, swapping it into taking moves. Now, I've got this item for Leftovers. I feel like that works very well. Now, you could opt for Rocky Helmet as well. That's another item you could give it. I like Leftovers because it does give it a little bit more survivability over time, and it does make a little bit of a difference. So that's probably what I would go for. Though we're still running Sandstream here. I'll do some unnerved sets as we go on. Like I've got some other sets I can go for there with more fun ones. But yeah, so that's kind of like your support style Tyranitar. Let's have a look at doubles here. So yeah, this is an Assault Vest double set. Now, Assault Vest can work very, very well on these type of sets too. Don't get me wrong, you can use Choice Band, but Assault Vest can work on some of these sets, not that one, obviously, but yeah, mainly this style of set that I was explaining before. Boom, that's fine as well, and you can use your other moves. So, yeah, this is basically the same kind of thing. So, on this set, I've got there's a couple of differences here. I've run the same EVs, as the first one, but once again, as I mentioned, you can always swap the EVs up for, you can take a little bit out of bulk, right? And you could, you can add a little bit into speed, depending on what speed stat you're going for and those sort of things, right? So, Yep, we've gone over that. So we've got Rock Slide, and this Rock Slide is a great move there. You can hit both the opponents. You've got that flinching chance too if you go first, so it may pay to put more speed into there if you really, really want to be going first. But it doesn't matter regardless because you're still going to do good damage to both Pokemon regardless if you're going first or second. Now, we've got Crunch there, so, that's sort of similar. We've got Low Kick. I feel like Low Kick's quite good. I already explained why before there, but, it gives you coverage against those Steel-type Pokemon, like normal-type Pokemon. And any Pokemon that just weigh a lot, just give them a swift kick, right? And I've got Avalanche on this too. I think Avalanche is pretty good there. You've got an Ice-type move. You can hit other, like, Dragon-type Pokemon, Grass-type Pokemon. I think that's very good, So we've got Assault Vest, and with the Sandstream, this thing is it's a beast, It's going to be very, very tanky on that special side, which is great. Now I've got Terra-type Flying. You could go for Terra-type Ghost. I feel like Terra-type Flying and Ghost are probably some of the best on there. Now you can go for Terra-type. I sort of just remembered. So you can, going back to this original set, you can go for Terra Rock as well if you want even more power out of Rock Slide or Stone Edge or whatever you like. That is an option too. And you won't have a 4 times weakness to fighting then, so you probably will end up living the fighting move. Unless it's like something a crazy fighting, like Iron Hands or something like that. It's going to hit you real hard. So, yep, we're back to set. So, yeah, the EVs are running this, so similar as that. So, Tyranitar really runs kind of similar in singles and doubles. You just sort of have to adjust the, whether you're using Stone Edge or Rock Slide. I'm not saying you can't use Stone Edge or doubles. It's probably better that you use Rock Slide, though, right? Now, while we're on this topic, a good partner for these more competitive sets here, we'll get some memes in a sec, is going to be like, you got Fluttermane, Gold Dengo's a good one, you got Iron Bundle, even Talonflame's not all that bad either. I'm trying to think of some other ones that would be good. Great Tusk isn't bad too. I mean, any Pokemon, like Ghost-type, Flying-type Pokemon, they're quite good swap-ins too, and, good partners to get rid of, some of Tyranitar's counters, Anything like that would be good. I'll get to some more in a second, teammates, but I'll explain a couple more of these sets I've got. So now we're going to a little bit more meme-ish territory. It's still not bad, though. This is sort of like mid-tier trolling, but it still can actually work. So I've actually given this a Dragon Dance set, but we've changed the moves up here. So we've got Bite. So Bite obviously is a lot weaker, but we've got 30% chance to flinch the opponent, right? So that's kind of fun. And we've got 30% chance to flinch on Iron Head, which is also cool. We've got some more flinching. And we've got Rock Slide too, so we've got 30% flinching moves. So, and we've got Dragon Dance on there too. So this one I've gone for Jolly, because when you want to flinch someone, you want to be going first, right? So this is why I'd opt for Jolly, right? So we want as much speed as we possibly can. And with a flinching set, sometimes the damage doesn't always matter. The flinch matters the most, so you can keep flinching and flinching and flinching. I'm not saying this is always going to flinch, but, you've got a pretty decent chance. Now, this is a really, really trolling item, so just to, sort of just to add on to this set, we've got Bright Power there. So maybe the opponent might miss you holding this item if one of the moves doesn't flinch, and then, you can go and flinch again. I've always got Sandstream here too, so they get flinched, they get hit by the sand. They get flinched, they get hit by the sand. Oh, a move misses you, they get hit by the sand. That sort of thing. So a little bit of definitely a trolling meme sort of set there, but I have tried this out, and it actually does really work. I've got a lot of rage quits from it, but it is, quite luck-based there for sure. Now, this set here we got a PIMPNITE special here. So, Tyranitar actually isn't all that bad on this special side. Now, I ran this Ancient Power set. I've been running this set for a long time, like many, many years. It's quite fun. You've got Ancient Power there. So, Ancient Power's got a 10% chance to rise all of its stats. After it gets +1, it is so tanky with the sand, right? And you can, you can even be able to hit really, really hard. So I've given it max health, max special attack, modest nature. So Ancient Power there for stab. We've got Dank Pulse there for flinching and, just stab. We've got Fire Blast for any grass-type Pokemon, which is quite handy. And we've got Thunder from Down Under for any, water-type Pokemon there too. We've got Sandstream, of course, and I've given it the Hard Stone because, Ancient Power don't hit very hard, so we've got to give it the Hard Stone so you'll hit hard now. We're going to boost up that Ancient Power damage by a little bit. So I thought that'd be cool. You can also run, instead of Hardstone, if you want less memes. So I thought Hardstone's pretty cool, though. We've got Assault Vest, so that can make it even more tankier. I did do this set, and it was very tanky. And I actually was lucky enough to get 2 Ancient Powers to pop off there. It was almost like the opponent had to really, really wear it down to faint. And, he was doing really good damage there with, Dark Pulse, and even Ancient Powers doing pretty nice damage there too. So that's a bit of a fun set if you want to go for some memes. Let's have a look at a couple more memes here for Tyranitar. There's always lots you can do with this Pokemon. It's really, really good. So yeah, let's have a look at the status moves here. So I did see that I had Iron Defense, so I want to mention you can do like a body press set if you really wanted to on this. It could absolutely work. Trying to think of something here. So we got like Rest. Let's go Resto Chesto. So we got Iron Defense. Let's go Max Health, and we could go. Honestly, let's go. This is going to be pretty, like, gross to try and faint this after it has, like, 3 Iron Defense up. So, we're making this extremely bulky on the special side. And we're going to have Iron Defense. So, it's kind of built like Garganacl, right? Sort of, it's like a knockoff Garganacl, but with sand. So, I can still see it working, though. So, after 1 Iron Defense, it's incredibly bulky on the defensive side. Let's give it 1 more move here. So, we could go Sleep Talk, but we wouldn't be able to hit ghosts and stuff like that. So let's have a little bit of a look around here. Ooh, a Dragon Tail wouldn't be bad if you've got, like, Foul Play wouldn't be bad either if the opponent tries to set up on you. Just thinking something else that would be cool here. Yeah, so, I mean, you could run Sleep Talk. I'm not saying you couldn't run Sleep Talk. That could absolutely work. Assurance, yeah. Assurance wouldn't be bad. It still has a pretty good... Like, you could put Assurance... Actually, no, you could put, like, Assurance or Payback on there because any Ghost-type Pokemon, you're probably going to get outsped, right? So, even with no attack EVs, Tyranitar still has a lot of attack. Like, it's still got way more attack, than most Pokemon, So, you could put Payback on there, or you could put Dragon Tail on there, and you could put it with another Stealth Rock Pokemon or Entry Hazards Pokemon alongside it. That could work well at the same time too. So that could be really, really bulky for sure. And you could just go like Terra. Look, you could go like something that has like no weaknesses almost. You could just do like Terra Electric, that would be fine. Or Terra Normal, that would also be cool if you went that would draw out. That would still make you weak to fighting though. But yeah, you've got Terra Electric or I don't know, Terra Electric or Normal, so you're only weak to 1 type. Could be, that could be lots of fun. Not for the opponent, though. Let's do a couple more here. I mean, it has so many options that you can run on. If you've got any other sets for Tyranitar, make sure you leave them below in the comment section. I always like to hear people's thoughts and stuff. So, it does get some nice moves. It does get Thunder Wave and Stealth Rock, so that'd be good on, like, the support style set. It gets Taunt. I think it's a little bit slow to be a Taunt Pokemon. I mean, you're not saying you couldn't run it on there, but I think it's a little bit slow. It does have Curse as well, so you could, do Curse and Body Press. That's all, all like an idea you could try out there too. It does have, like, I'm trying to think of some more memes here. It does have Focus Energy, so you could go ahead and use that. In the past, it used to get Rock Polish in the past, and you could do this cool, like, Rock Polish set. Oh yeah, another one that people love to use is Weakness Policy on Tyranitar. That's absolutely one you could use too. So especially in Sword and Shield days with the Dynamax, but it still isn't too bad. But yeah, that's it for its status moves. Let's go over its physical moves quickly here. And yeah, I've actually gone over, let's do some like quick partners that would be good for this. So I'll just bring up Ghost because, Ghost type Pokemon are really, really good partners to this. So we've got, it's depending on what format you play to. So Annihilate, Fluttermane, Houndstone, they're great. You got Goldengo, that's good as well. I mean, I like Goldengo probably it's probably better because it's got that steel typing too. So it's not going to be affected by, the Sandstorm, so that's cool. That could be a great partner too. And if it's, let's say for example, if they use a Fire type move against Goldengo, we'll just swap it into Tyranitar. That'll be able to live it really well. And you could give Goldengo for Water type Pokemon. It does get like Thunderbolt and stuff. I've done a Goldengo guide already, so you can give it like Thunderbolt and stuff like that to cover any water type Pokemon. It gets Dazzling Gleam for fighting type Pokemon, so it gets like quite a few moves to get rid of Tyranitar's counters and vice versa, so yeah, that'd be definitely a good one to pick from there for sure. But there's a lot of Pokemon that you could, match with Tyranitar. Works very well in sand teams. I mean, another one is Hippowdon. Like, that's a good Pokemon too. Hippowdon, so you got like 2 sand Pokemon on the same team. That works for sure. And Hippowdon's very, very good. It's a very nice defensive wall too. So they could work well together there if you're sort of after 2 Pokemon Sandstream on your team, you know. But any Pokemon that work well in sand, like there's so many Pokemon that work like I'm trying to think, like Lucario is another good one there. In sand, you've got, I mean, really, there's a lot of sand abilities there. So we've got like let me just bring up one for a second. Actually, sand. Let's go sand. Let's do sand 4. So just some team options. Like Gastron's quite good as well. Like I'd say Gastron's quite nice because you've got Storm Drain. So if you go like Tyranitar and Gastron, that they mix together well. And yeah, that would be a good partner for it too, to sponge some of those hits and swap in and get a free Storm Drain. So as I said, there's so many different sand teams you could actually use there. But yeah, just back to a couple more just sort of last minute thoughts here on Tyranitar. Once again, if you got any moves, oh yeah, we're at Rock Blast. So I wanted to have a look and see, just have a look. So we got Loaded Dice here. Loaded Dice is a nice item. I'm just trying to think with a Dragon Dance set. So we've got 4 hits, which would make it 100 base power. And then we've got Stone Edge here. Just doing some last minute thoughts here. So that's 100 base power versus Rock Blast, right? Which is 10% more accurate. But, 10% more accurate. But this could have potentially 100, with 4 hits, we got 100, but with 5 hits, 125. So that potentially might be stronger than, well, it would be stronger than Stone Edge if you get 5 hits, and it's more accurate too. So that's something to bear in mind there, that you could actually run Loaded Dice on these, like, Dragon Dance, even the Choice Band, I guess. But, instead of that, but I'd say that's more luck-based, though. But if you wanted to run it on the Dragon Dance set, drop Lumberry to give it Loaded Dice, and then give it, you give it, the Rock Blaster there, that could absolutely work. I don't see why that wouldn't work. But I don't know, like, there is a crit chance of Stone Edge, sure, but I don't know. I feel like Rock Blast could be very handy because you could get around, you get around Sturdy, like other items, Substitute. So yeah, if you've tried Loaded Dice, Tyranitar, let me know. I have tried it a little bit, so it did work fine. It wasn't anything wrong with it. So yeah, that's another sort of option there. Some last minute thoughts there for Tyranitar. Now, we've gone over most of its physical moves, I believe. Last little, you got Thunder, like, I don't know, I feel like you got Thunder Punch isn't bad for water types, you've gone over that. You've got Shadow Claw. I'm trying to think of, like, there's not too many options for critting sets there. It's more like, it has a lot of flinching moves, Tyranitar. But, yeah, there's not too much else there that you could do. You could do, like, a meme, fling, and iron ball set. I think I've done this before. This hit really hard. This is more memes, though, right? So you fling the iron ball out. You've got, like, whatever you're building, like probably a bulky one. This is more memes, though. So we got, like, attack. And then I think I gave it Thief. Does it get Thief anymore? Did they yeet that from the... No, okay. So we got Thief. And then I had, like, just some other coverage moves on there. So you could hit, like, a really powerful Iron Ball, with that. With the most powerful item to fling is Iron Ball and a couple of others there. That would be a cool little, like, fun sort of meme set too. Let's have a look at the special moves that it gets. Last little minute thoughts here. So it's special, as I said, it's special isn't all that bad. You've got like some, actually it learns a lot of really great special moves there. There are some good mix sets you can run. I've seen stuff like, Crunch, Ice Beam, or like Fire Blast sometimes, like depending on what sort of format you're playing on. Like there are sort of like little mix options you can do too. As for EVs, you probably have to put more into like special. You could do something like that and then you could run something like, let's go like Relax, or sorry, not Relax. We could go probably like, we could just do Brave. We could go like Brave. So you got like extra little bit of attack there. your special attack is still going to be hitting reasonably hard, and you've got like a variety of moves to use. And you could even pop an Assault Vest there if you wanted to as well. So, you know, there's lots of little variants that you can actually use for Tyranitar. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Tyranitar. I hope you enjoyed this one, people. I'll be back later on with another guide. I think we're going to be having a look at Talonflame, and then we might have a look at Blissey the next day or something like that. So a couple of little ideas coming up there for them. And yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, drop a like on the video and a comment, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.